Sup, everyone? It's Timmy B and Joey D, and we are finally here. Super Bowl Sunday or Super Bowl Saturday, whenever we're recording this and whenever this video is going to be out. But Joey D, how are you doing today, man?
We're doing good. It has been a fun week, football news. We got the Super Bowl tomorrow. The anticipation has been built up, and we are here, ready to go. I'm excited. I'm excited to get into it.
Absolutely. And you just said it right there. Before we hop into our little Super Bowl preview, there was some news since the last time we recorded, specifically a big trade. The Lions have traded or will trade Matt Stafford to the Los Angeles Rams for 2 first rounds, a third round, and quarterback Jared Goff. Joe, we'll kick it off with you. What are your thoughts on this trade? I know we were texting back and forth about it, but let the people know. Matt Stafford's a Ram.
Yeah, I mean, this is a big get for the Rams. I mean, Matt Stafford is an upgrade over Jared Goff, and there's
Mhm.
no question about it. I mean, this guy is, finally in a on a team that is ready to compete. And, they were just in the Super Bowl a few years ago with
Mhm.
Jared Goff. Matt Stafford now is a phenomenal defense. He's got weapons. He's got a great coach in Sean McVay, and he's got a good run game as well. I think that this is a match made in heaven for the Rams and Matt Stafford. And now the Rams are definitely going to be a trendy Super Bowl pick next year. So, on the flip side, it was a lot that they gave up. I mean, they haven't spent a first round pick since they took Jared Goff back in
Mhm.
2016. So, it's definitely a risk. They're all in right now. Um, and for the Lions, now they have a bridge quarterback for the future, and an opportunity to just kind of start fresh. Not have Matt Stafford have to go through that rebuild again. Um, so I like it for both teams. Honestly, I think it was a win-win for what both teams were looking for. And like I said, it's great for Matt Stafford. I think overall, a guy that has just never really had much of an opportunity. So it's really cool to see him get a chance. I'll definitely be rooting for him.
Yeah, absolutely. You nailed it. I mean, it's a great landing spot. Not only is it Sean McVay's offense, but they established the running game later in the season, and especially when Cam Akers is healthy, it's a nice young running game. They have the offensive weapons. Doesn't even matter. They have the pieces on defense. The Rams are definitely in win now mode. I mean, their last first round pick was Jared Goff in 2016. Now their first round pick again won't be until 2024, 2025, unless they make a trade or two. So it's a great landing spot for Stafford. The Lions, they got a haul. I did not expect a haul like that for Matt Stafford. And I mean, 2 first rounds is huge, a third round, and Jared Goff. I think that the Lions have set themselves up well for the future. And we were talking about Jared Goff is probably going to be a bridge quarterback, but hey, be above average for 2 seasons, and then you'll get traded again, or when you get cut, like some team's going to pick you up. So Jared Goff is definitely not going to be leaving the NFL as a starting quarterback or a highly paid backup in the next couple of years. So it's a good situation for the Lions as well. They got the draft picks, they can get some young talent, and they have a quarterback who has shown he can take a team to the Super Bowl given the right offense. So great deal on both teams. And were you surprised about the haul of all those draft picks?
I mean, I was that, it was so many, but I wasn't surprised that it was the Rams who did it because
Yeah.
they've been kind of treating the draft like this for a long time. I mean, they value proven commodities over, what is more and more so a lottery pick. You just don't know what you're going to get
Right.
when you're drafting, even in the first round. So, for the, I like I said, I'm surprised it was so much. I don't think another team was probably offering close to that, but the fact that it was the Rams and this is kind of who they've been the last few years with Les Snead as their GM,
Mhm.
it's not surprising in that regard.
Yeah, absolutely. And then not too much news in the Super Bowl week that we're normally accustomed to, but Joe, somehow your Philadelphia Eagles get in our episodes when we're talking about the playoffs or Super Bowl in the last couple of days. There have been reports that a deal might be close for Carson Wentz. You obviously know more. You just told me right before recording. I haven't heard anything of it. So explain to that a little bit. Where might he be going? What the Eagles might be getting?
Yeah, there's been a couple different reports coming out now that, the Eagles are fielding offers, and, listening, but don't have a lot of intent to trade him. But, I think that's a lot of a smoke show and just kind of,
Hmm.
something they have to say out there to just maintain leverage. So
Hmm.
from what I understand, the Colts, the Bears, and the Panthers have each
Mm.
made significant offers, and are essentially bidding back and forth right now. And the Eagles are just kind of letting the chips fall, see who's going to have the best offer. And right now, from what I understand, the Bears have made the best offer. I don't think the deal is supposed to go through this weekend, but probably at the beginning of next week.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I don't know. I don't know what the exact compensation is, or is potentially going to be, but from what I understand, the Eagles are asking for at least two first round picks and a player. So apparently the Bears are listening to that. So I don't know if once is going to be reunited with Foles, or if Foles will be that player traded back to Philadelphia, because that could be a decent situation then to have Foles and Jalen Hurts. Foles is once again the backup quarterback
Yeah.
in Philadelphia, and this is kind of the way that he ends his career. Which I mean, I think everybody knows Nick Foles is going to retire a Philadelphia Eagle. It's just a matter of if he's going to be making significant contributions at that time, or if it's going to
Hmm.
be like a honorary or ceremonial signing. So exciting to see what's going to happen. I'm a little bit more excited for Jalen Hurts right now with this QB's coach that we brought in, who knows him really well, and just the opportunity to have a full off season and see what he can do. Just seems like right now Wentz is ready to leave Philadelphia, and a lot of the Philadelphia Eagles players are ready to move on from Wentz and just go all in on Jalen Hurts.
Absolutely. And I think the Bears and the Colts would be two great places for Carson Wentz. I mean, Frank Reich, we all know what he did with Carson Wentz. He's the head coach of the Colts. And Matt Nagy is under the Andy Reid tree and, Doug Peterson. So there are, similarities with the coaching
John
staffs.
John DeFilippo he was the QB's coach the year we went to the Super Bowl. He is now the QB's coach for Chicago. So
See,
that's
and
another
it
bit of
makes sense. And I
familiarity.
feel like the Panthers are always in the news. I mean, we were talking the last time they were in the news about Deshaun Watson. So it looks like the Panthers could be in the market to make a splash or two for quarterback. But if I'm Carson Wentz, I'm probably thinking Bears or Colts just because of the familiarity with the system. And who knows what offseason workouts and protocols will be right now. So that's that. Well, yeah, that sounds like good, Joe. But are you ready to talk about the Super Bowl?
Let's get into it, Timmy B.
All right. Well, we got the Kansas City Chiefs, a 3-point favorite currently, playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The over under is set at 56, excuse me. We're here. I mean, we expected the Chiefs to be here. I had them in the AFC Championship game. Joe had them in the Super Bowl. Tampa Bay made it. They lived up to the hype. They didn't win the division. They didn't go 14-2 or 15-1 like everybody was predicting, but they made it. They're playing a Super Bowl in their home stadium, but they're an underdog. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a good game. Joe, again, we'll kick it off with you, my friend. Thoughts? And who is your pick?
Yeah, this is going to be a really fun game. I've been going back and forth about this one all week. I mean, you've got probably the best QB of all time in Tom Brady versus maybe the most talented QB of all time
Mhm.
in Patrick Mahomes. I mean, you've got two phenomenal coaching staffs on both sides of the ball. You've got the I would say the two best skill position teams in the NFL with the Chiefs. I mean, we've gone through their weapons,
Mhm.
time and time again, but Tyreek Hill, Mecole Hardman, Sammy Watkins, Travis Kelsey, Le'Veon Bell, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I mean, these skill position guys are just ridiculous for the Chiefs, and I don't think any team can match that. But the Bucks are pretty damn close. I mean,
Yeah.
you've got five wide receivers who I would say is the best five wide receivers in the NFL on any team. I mean,
Yeah.
Mike
Yeah.
Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown, and then Scotty Miller and the rookie Tyler Johnson,
Mhm.
I believe, out of Minnesota. I mean, that guy continues to step up just in big situations. He doesn't get the ball a lot, but when he does, he makes it count. And then Rob Gronkowski, Cameron Brate, Ronald Jones, Leonard Fournette, LaShawn McCoy. I mean, That's
Yeah,
probably the only other team that could rival the Chiefs for the skill position. So, we've got the two, I would say, most exciting offenses in the NFL going head to head. It's it's tough to it's tough to say any defense can slow either of these
right.
offenses down. I mean, it's Patrick Mahomes. He's going to make plays no matter what. Um, but there's so many weapons for Tom Brady to choose from, which is such a such a change of pace for what we saw from him just last year in New England. So, now I'm looking at the defensive side of the ball for both of these teams, and these defenses are both very good, especially in the
Yes.
playoffs. The Chiefs have stepped up. Tyrann Mathieu, he always is around the ball, and Steve Spagnuolo knows how to use him. So I expect the Chiefs to be able to make some plays on defense, but the matchup cannot just that I just can't overlook and can't get past is this defensive line for Tampa Bay going up against this really banged up line for Kansas City. When the Raiders beat the Chiefs back in, I forget what week, but they had 28 pressures on Patrick Mahomes. He still allowed 30 points, but they got pressure on him 28 times. Were able to get him off of out of rhythm, off of his just off his cadence, off his steps. He was just under pressure and not able to really set his feet and stay in rhythm throughout that game. I think we're going to see a lot of that again in this game because of this Tampa Bay defensive line, their linebackers, and while their DBs aren't a lot of big names, their jobs are a lot easier and they're playing a lot better when this front seven continues to, just make life miserable for the offensive line, the tight ends, in the middle of the field. Um, no Eric Fisher. Uh, I know is Shorts playing in this game? I think he is, but I think he's like the only remaining starter or something like that. Um, Regardless, this Chiefs offensive line is extremely banged up, even with the week off, leading up to the Super Bowl. And we saw what this Tampa Bay defensive line did
Mhm.
last or just the other week against Aaron Rodgers with his banged up offensive line as well. And there were opportunities for Rodgers and the Packers to score points and make plays in that game, but because this Tampa Bay front seven continued to wreak havoc, he just never got comfortable really when he needed to. I think that we're going to see a lot of that once again. For that reason, I'm going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
All right, all right. Going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And what is your score and who is your MVP?
I'm going to go with the Buccaneers 38 and the Chiefs 31.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'm gonna go with Tom Brady as the MVP. Unfortunately, I just think that he's gonna have a good game, and it's that's gonna be what happens. I mean, it's Tom Brady, So if he has a good game and they win, then he's gonna be the MVP.
Right. And you said 38 to 31. And how is that going to play out? Is it going to be 31-31? Tom Brady has the ball with a minute left, scores? Like, how do you see the last little bit of the game happening?
I I see the I see the Bucks having a two score lead in the fourth quarter. Probably a two touchdown lead then I guess to make that score work. But yeah, two touchdown lead, and Patrick Mahomes gets one of them but can't get the second one, and the Bucks end up winning.
Okay. All right. All right. Yeah. So you're going with the Buccaneers show. I'm going with the Chiefs on this one. I feel like it's like I've just been feeling Chiefs this entire week. Like I've thought about leaning toward the Bucks, but it's never really crossed my mind to pick the Bucks. So I'm going with the Chiefs in this one. I mean, you said it best, and we've been saying it all season long. They have the offensive weapons, they have the offensive creativity of Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy, which is huge. And they have the defense that can create turnovers, and the Buccaneers defense is very good. And for some reason this year, like it's not like I don't trust the Buccaneers offense, but when we're comparing them to the Chiefs offense, the Chiefs are just bang, bang, bang score. Where, the Bucks, the Chiefs will score a touchdown, but they'll do it in 5 plays, 80 yards, 3 minutes. The Buccaneers will go 11 plays, 80 yards, and like 7 minutes. So that's kind of the differences of the offenses. I mean, the Chiefs have punted like twice in the playoffs so far. Buccaneers have obviously punted a little bit more than twice, or whatever that number is. So I'm going with the Chiefs, and my X factor for this game is going to be Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger that you mentioned him. He's going to create a turnover or two that will be huge in the game, maybe even score a touchdown. And he is my dark horse pick for Super Bowl MVP. I think this could be which would be wild in a game with Mahomes and Brady and Kelsey, Gronk, Hill, all these offensive weapons. To see the Super Bowl MVP be a defensive player, I think he is going to create that big turnover too that really can turn the game. I'm going with Chiefs 33, Tampa Bay Buccaneers 30. Our friend Josh, one of our first guests, he does a prop bet pool, which he will definitely be linking in here, or he'll send me the link or he'll comment it, whatever. Definitely go fill it out. It's only $10. Highly recommend. But I said that there would be 2-point conversion. I said there would be onside kick. The last play would be a quarterback kneel. So I think it's going to be 33-23. Chiefs are going to be up by 10. Tampa Bay scores with like a minute and a half to go. Comes down to the onside kick. Unfortunately, Tampa Bay does not recover. Chiefs win. Patrick Mahomes takes the kneel. I win Josh's little prop pool and win me some money. So that's how I see it happening, about 33-30. Definitely betting the over on this one. You just can't. And so I'm going with the Chiefs. You're going with the Bucs, Joe. That's awesome. So we'll see after the Super Bowl how it goes off in our recap. And now it's time to look at what our guests have said. I didn't write it all down, so I got to look at all the pictures everybody sent me. Starting off with our guest, Trent. Trent is going with the Chiefs. He thinks it'll be high scoring. He's going to bet the over as well. He goes, Brady wins the coin toss. The halftime performance goes over the predicted time slot, and the Gatorade bath is orange, and Tyreek Hill is the MVP. Next up, we're going with our boy James Taylor. Shout out James Taylor. He's got the Chiefs by 3 and thinking Gronk has 100 yards, not 100 touchdowns, 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. Oh, he's actually also going with 33-30 for the Chiefs. I'm just seeing that now. Nice. And then the little Dennis brother, John Michael, is going with the Chiefs in overtime. Tom Brady throws at least 1 pick to the Honey Badger. Tyreek Hill, 2 touchdowns. So that is awesome. Let me check out people that I got in contact with. Our guest, Eric Sawyer. Sorry about that. My computer was playing an ad. Oh, well. Our guest, Eric Sawyer, says that the Buccaneers will win 28-24. Brady plays remarkably average, if not below average. Mahomes plays great. Bucs defense causes 2 key turnovers. Refs make 3 to 4 horrendous calls in favor of the Buccaneers. And then Twitter obsesses over Tom Brady further, causing Eric to drink himself into unconsciousness. And our guest, resident Chiefs fan, Tyler Antonelli. Here we go. Chiefs go up 21-0. Bucs get a field goal. Chiefs score 21 unanswered again and go up 42-3 before giving up a garbage time TD to make it 42-10. In a never-before-seen move, Andy Reid wins MVP. Best bet, Chiefs over 29.5. Mahomes has never scored less than 30 in a postseason game where he has played the whole game. So Chiefs fan Tyler Antonelli said that. Let's see what we got here. Our friend Josh, who I just mentioned his prop pool, he says tails never fails. Chiefs come from behind once again to win. Rain prevents this from being a high-scoring game, but I don't think it'll be raining too much at game time. Also, every listener sign up for his prop bets. That's what he said. My brother Craig said Scotty Miller will have 100 yards, but there will be a pick 6 thrown by Tom Brady. Chiefs start the dynasty winning 30-21. And I think I have a couple of other ones as well. Let's see what Fab said real quick. And Fab says, sticking with Kansas City for the winner. The final score of 47-31. MVP goes to Brady after a 3 TD second half and a ton of yards, but Tampa Bay's defense can't stop the Chiefs, who will be using the quick hit passing game and a lot of motion to draw out bad matchups like they did to Buffalo. Le'Veon Bell's going to get a TD. Brady will be under 100 yards with a pick by a half, and Chris Godwin has more drops than catches. At the end of the game, Brady and Mahomes rip off their helmets and kiss passionately at midfield before Brady tells them, "It's your league now, son," and rides off into the sunset. So he's going with Kansas City to win 47-31, but somehow Tom Brady winning Super Bowl MVP.
I
And
was
that's
just wondering that.
yeah, I don't know, but that's what he
Come
said.
on, Fab.
And so that's it. That's all that I got. Oh, one more. Our guest Mike, he told me on Facebook. He said Chiefs 27-24, the same scores when they played in the regular season. Travis Kelce wins MVP, and he likes Leonard Fournette over 3.5 receptions. So that is it for everybody that was a guest on the show. What about Brooke? She's right behind you. Who is she feeling?
Brooke, who's your pick in the Super Bowl? You're live. The viewers need to hear you. It's so hard.
It is a hard decision.
She doesn't know how you deny Tom Brady.
That's
Brooke
good
is
point.
sounding like the Buccaneers. Brooke, she's going with the Buccaneers against some of her better judgments.
Ooh,
So,
okay. So the Dennis household is going with Tampa Bay.
The Dennis household is united.
Absolutely. And now, Joe, we got to obviously it's the Super Bowl. We got to look into some props here. So, coin toss, heads or tails. What are you going with?
I'll go heads.
I'm going with heads as well. And maybe it's just me always playing Madden or these games. I'm just too lazy to hit down and pick tails because it doesn't matter. So I always pick heads for that one. And then who's winning the coin toss?
I go with the Buccaneers.
Okay. And let's see what else we have here for fun props. All right. Who is scoring first, the Chiefs or the Bucs?
I'll say the Chiefs.
Okay. And the first play of the game, will it be a pass or will it be a run?
It'll be a run.
Okay. Will there be a defensive or special teams touchdown?
Yes.
Oh. Do you have any idea of who you would like to pick it to be?
I think I'll go with Mecole Hardman with a punt return.
Oh, okay. Will there be a 2-point attempt in the game?
Yes.
Okay. Will it go into overtime? You said I think you said no, but
yeah, I'm gonna say no.
All right, let's see what else we got.
That would be hype though.
Who's scoring the first touchdown in the game?
I'll go with Travis Kelce.
Travis Kelce. Okay. So, what do you think the highest scoring quarter will be? I'll tell you, the favorite is the second quarter. Right behind that is the fourth quarter, then the third quarter, then the first quarter.
I was going to go with the third quarter.
Third quarter, okay. And let's see. What will be the first score of the game? What team and touchdown, field goal, safety?
Yeah, I'll go with the Chiefs touchdown to Travis Kelce to open it up.
Chiefs touchdown to Travis Kelce, okay. And you said Brady is MVP?
Yes.
And if the Chiefs were to win, Joe, would you just assume Patrick Mahomes is MVP, or do you want to get a little bit crazier with an MVP pick?
I'll go with Travis Kelce as MVP if the Chiefs won.
Big Travis Kelce guy, okay. And
yeah, finally, I'm gonna wear my Jason Kelce jersey tomorrow, even though I'm still picking the Bucs.
And Joe, finally, the winning coach. What color will be the Gatorade?
Well, I think it's going to be the Bucs, so I'll go with orange Gatorade for the Buccaneers and Bruce Arians.
Orange is the favorite.
It makes sense. Like that's their color. Like I think it would be kind of weird for it to be like a blue or green Gatorade.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I'm going with red and pink. I'm going with red and pink or pink. My website has red or pink, so I'm going with that. Any other props you want me to look up real quick, Joe?
That's all I got. I'll stick with that. I don't need to go too crazy. If I go down that rabbit hole, I'll never stop. And I'll lose all my money.
Absolutely. Well, we just did the Super Bowl, man. So it's going to be a lot of fun to do the off-season show. If you guys are still here at this point, each week we're going to do a division by division breakdown. We're going to get some guests on so they can talk about their own teams to see what they want and what do they think will happen with their off-season. So it's going to be a lot of fun. That'll get us to the draft, and we got some draft prep. So the flea flicker is not leaving. we are not leaving. We are going to be
We
here
are
for you
not
guys.
leaving.
So that'll be a lot of fun. But Joe, any final words for the final game of the 2020-2021 NFL season? Super Bowls tomorrow.
I mean, that was the last preview of this season.
I know.
That was a lot of fun. I'm glad we got to do this. Thank you to everyone who watched and listened, and thank you, Tim, for putting all this together on your end, big guy. So I'm just excited to keep you going, and have a good football game tomorrow, and just hope everybody stays safe and enjoys it.
Absolutely, guys. Well, that'll do it for this week's Super Bowl preview. Like Joe said, our final preview. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe your pick for the Super Bowl. This is a big game. Make your picks, and then you'll see us in the middle of next week doing a recap, and then we'll hop into some offseason breakdowns the week after. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Guys, it's the Super Bowl, okay? I don't care what diet you're on for 2021. Stuff your face with some buffalo chicken dip, some pigs in a blanket, have a couple of drinks, and enjoy Super Bowl Sunday. But that's it for me, guys. Joe already closed out. I'm Timmy B, Joey D. This is the Flea Flicker. Have a great day, guys. Peace.